What's up, y'all? So I got a package here from Moonlit Fly Fishing, and we're gonna take this apart and see what's inside of it. Now earlier when I got the package, I started to rip it and I was like, oh no, this is from Moonlit. I'm going to do this on camera. We got that. Looks like there's some other stuff in here. We have a performance taper floating, and this is the Eclipse reel in 5 weight here. It also comes with featherweight leader, all-purpose leader, and sinking leader. Now that's beautiful. That's nice. Okay. Now in here we have the Lunar S-Glass rod. I'm super excited for this, guys. It's a super nice case too. It's like hard on the inside. It's not like you can't squish this. Dude, would you look at that? Okay, I noticed here when putting these together, there's little dots, and you line those dots up. That way you know you're getting it on there correctly. Man, is that not a thing of beauty or what? Especially if we get it paired with this reel here. This is also a really nice reel seat. And it's a double nut on there. So there it is, y'all. This is the Moonlit Lunar S-Glass with the Moonlit Eclipse reel. Man, this thing is such a treat. Appreciate you guys over at Moonlit. We're going to get out on the water here and we're going to get some footage with this thing. Stay tuned. Hey y'all, we are back for part 2 here. We are testing out the Moonlit Lunar S-Glass rod in a 5 weight with the Eclipse as well as their line. We're going to see how it goes here. This has to be one of the smoothest casting rods I think I've ever used. I mean, just the way that it lays the line down is just so perfect. This might be a bit of a struggle because the water's extremely clear. Oh, got a fish. Oh. Oh man, that's a nice one. We got us a rainbow here. Oh, and he got away. Oh man, that was such a nice fish. No. That was a big fish, dude. Oh. Oh man, I did not mean to do that to that little fish. I went to set the hook. I didn't realize how small it was and I yeeted him. Well. I tell you what, this rod casts easier than any rod I've ever used. And the reel is just smooth as a baby. All right, so final thoughts on the Moonlit rod and reel. So this is the Lunar S-Glass. Obviously, I don't have the full rod attached out in my vehicle. But this is it. This is the 5-weight 8-foot, and I have it in the blue here. It's beautiful. It bends. You can bend it, and to limits that you couldn't bend a normal rod. All right, now let's talk about the reel here. Now, it has a carbon disc that was made in the United States. The ball bearings were made in Japan. This is a sealed drag reel, and it's very smooth, and then when you're pulling line, it has just a quiet click to it. It's not too loud, and the line on it is amazing. So I went out and tested this yesterday, and I put it up against a different reel. I didn't show that in the video, but I put it up against a Lamson liquid, or Lamson something, and I must say it outperformed it. And with this, the line on it, I also have the Rio trout line. It was like $129. This line casts further, it's better, and it's smoother. When you cast this, especially through that fiberglass rod, I mean, it's like casting butter. I mean, it just flies through there. And I'm used to doing like 3 or 4 false casts because, I'm not a great fly fisherman. I can get it out there, but with this, dude, pull it back one time, it's there. And I was able to cast this 40 yards, 35, 40 yards with one pull. Now, I could get it out further than that with, a couple false casts, but the line is amazing. So, I didn't try any of the leaders yet. I'm unfamiliar with those types of leaders. I'm going to get to know those types of leaders, and then we'll do a follow-up. But I have to say, I love it. So, pros and cons. Now, the pros of this, it's amazing. It's machined. Everything about it is nice. It looks good. It feels good. It's not super heavy. To me, I love it. It's perfect. The cons. One of the main cons is that I don't have one in every color fly rod. That's the main con. Another con that I would say would be the fly rod is that it is quite bendy. So for some people, they might not like that. To me, I like that. I was fighting fish yesterday, and it was a decent fight, and it was probably a 1.5, 2 pound rainbow. So to me, I like that. But some people might say that's a con, but it's fiberglass. Another thing with fiberglass is it will teach you how to cast. It can be very frustrating getting used to it, but it really hones your cast in. So yeah, I mean, that's really the only con I have. I'm not a professional fly fisherman by any means, but to me, I love it, and I think it's great. Any beginner out there is going to love it. Any professional is going to love it. Get your hands on one of these. Go to www.moonlitflyfishing.com/Ties Flies. Make sure that the Ties Flies is all capital. TIESFLIES. Also, use code Ties Flies, all capitals. When you check out, save yourself 10%. So yeah, that's Moonlit. Check them out.